2 rifles, 1 scope and 2 foxes, 1 bullet. Tom Davies is out shooting the newly cut fields of Devon.
I wasn't running away because the fox was running at me.
It raised an incredible £300,000. James Marchington goes to the Warter Priory charity sim day in Yorkshire.
That was hard, but fun.
Ever been faced with a wall of cartridges in a gun shop or not known what to choose? Ian Hodge explains how to read that wall. And David is on the Fieldsports Channel News Stump. Welcome to Fieldsports Britain. Tom Davies is out rabbit shooting with his 17 HMR. Plus, he has come armed for fox. It's late afternoon and he is starting to build a bag of rabbits he can sell through his game meat and venison company.
I've just spotted across the valley a hedgerow with a lot of rabbits on.
You didn't just say a lot, you said it's a
Motherload of rabbits.
It's like a gold seam going through the earth of rabbits.
My pupils turned to pound no signs.
We hit rabbit gold!
Yeah, so we're going to whiz around there and hopefully sneak over the brow, and then, yeah, they'll be perfectly lined up for us to unleash hell.
He's right, plenty of rabbits here. To get between likely fields, Tom is driving down lanes full of farm traffic as contractors race to take the grass off. Cutting is a blood-soaked operation, and Tom knows that the remains of birds and animals chopped up by the blades are going to attract foxes from miles around. He can shoot foxes with his 17 HMR, but better is his 223. The problem is, he only has 1 pulsar thermal scope. Problem. Nope, says Tom. Watch this.
This evening we've got some fresh cut silage, so we're going to go some rabbits and also foxes. Starting seeing a few cubs around now. Swap the rifles around. We've got some big valleys here, so that's where the 223 will come in handy, just in case we need it. The challenge is we got 2 rifles, 1 up here on the bipod, 1 behind me, which I'll shoot off sticks with, and 1 scope. It's the Pulsar Thermia 2 XP60. You got different profiles, 0 to different rifles. So I'm going to shoot the target with the HMR, swap the scopes over, change the profile, and then shoot it with the 223. HMR is more than capable of shooting a fox. You know, I've shot hundreds of foxes with the HMR, especially around here. You've got lots of little fields, so it actually works quite well. The bit that will take the longest is changing the profiles in the scope. So obviously I'll take a shot, change the profile, and then clip on and shoot. The shooting part won't take me long. The clipping on, as long as I'm not fanning it or messing around, that will be quick. So it'll just be the change of profile. So I reckon 40 seconds. Okay. Got loads of time.
It's 2 on target, one of them slightly higher because he says he pulled the shot. And he pulled the shot because he had to press the record button, he says. That exercise complete, it's time to go and look for rabbits and foxes. The first fox is a candidate for the 17. The sun is going down, but that's no problem for the thermal scope.
About 300 acres we're looking into now. We're at the highest point of this valley here. We've got several cut fields in front of us. It's all surrounded by forestry. We should start seeing some things moving. So we saw plenty of rabbits before dark. Shot a few, so which is good. We'll get some more later. And now we're just sitting out on the foragers literally just left about 20 minutes ago. So we're going to sit here in the valley It's always chaos when you're trying to get on the fresh cut and they're working on it, because you want to keep out their way to not upset them, but you want to get on it to get you what you want. It's a busy time of year for them, so I can imagine they're going to go on somewhere else once they've finished here. And also we're at the time of year now where cubs should be sort of not travelling, but you know, they should be out in the field playing together, and you know, the vixen or the dogs will still be with them as such, but they'll be venturing around now. Should be. Yeah, we've had a couple of buzzards behind us here, so hopefully, I say it's easy pickings for, you know, these foxes in the fresh cut, or cut anything. You know, you get your mice and your rabbits, whatnot, and get mulched up. Even your baby deer. I've seen foxes travel miles. You know, you sit across a valley and then they travel so far just to get to fresh cut grass. It's unbelievable. Spend a couple of hours and they travel all the way back.
His predictions are right. We are only there for a few minutes and he spots these likely animals across the valley. They may come to a call if they know what a call is, or they may stay at distance. Tom reckons he has at least 51 seconds, so decides to make the switch between rifles from 17 HMR to the bigger 223. Will he do it in time? He does it. Rifle and scope ready, and Tom moves into position.
It's 4 cubs.
You did see that right. Tom shot 2 foxes with 1 bullet. He explains what happened.
Spotted some cubs, and there was 4. And I started calling, and they just come full speed, all 4 of them across the field, and yeah, I lost sight of them behind the hedge here. I moved back away from the hedge so I could see more of the field that they were in hope to get a shot, and it's worked. So I managed to see them down a bit lower down here. So yeah, I wasn't running away because the fox was running at me. Yeah, no, I was trying to get a shot. Shot the first one, and then 2 of the others, they ran straight to the dead one, and they just kept going round and round and stopping and crossing each other. And so I took the second shot and shot 2 with 1 shot, which is actually the first time I've ever done that. I didn't go for headshot, it was chest shot, so I knew the bullet would go through, yeah, and took 2 with 1 shot.
No sooner does he finish telling the story of the cubs when he spots another fox below him.
That was an adult. That wasn't one of the cubs. So I reckon it was probably the vixen coming to have a look, see what the commotion was.
It turns out it's a dog fox.
I was quite surprised that showed up an adult like that after, just shooting these.
Let's go back to that 2-for-1 shot. Tom talks it through.
I spotted these down in the valley here, a bit further away, so I quickly swapped the scope over, changed the profile, and yeah, bang on the money. I've only ever seen it once before. Someone put a video on one of the Facebook forums, I think it was, that someone shot 2 foxes with 1 shot. I don't know what calibre that was.
It's not a shot most people would take. The difference here is that Tom shoots for a living. His advice, don't try this.
Humanely, it's not worth risking. Cubs, these are, don't get me wrong, these are very small. So 223, centerfire round, it's going to do the job.
Tom ends the evening on 7 foxes and a dozen rabbits. For more about the Pulsar kit he's using, visit the Thomas Jacks website. And for Tom's wild meat box business, search for Dartmoor Deer Services. Links below. Thanks, Tom. Controversy. What do you think about shooting young foxes? And how about shooting 2 with 1 bullet? And should I pronounce it controversy? Comments below, please. Now, what's in this week's Fieldsports Extra? A Belgian, a Beagle Harrier, and an Englishman at the French Game Fair.
I think this is the baby.
This week's Fieldsports Extra prize draw is for 2 summer barbecue venison boxes from Tom Davies' company Dartmoor Deer Services, which sells venison boxes by mail order, and there's a link to his website below. Find out how to enter the draw for that in Fieldsports Extra, the exclusive behind-the-scenes show for members that goes out to them on Tuesday nights. Link to the membership below, now with insurance and with Layla from the Fieldsports Advice Bureau, FAB. Next up, the cardboard cutout that is David on the Fieldsports Channel news stump.
This is Fieldsports Channel News. The Westminster Government has decided to remove the licensing requirement for sound moderators. Home Office Minister for Policing Dame Diana Johnson MP confirms that the government will drop the listing of individual sound moderators from firearms licensing. In order to possess a sound moderator, you will still have to hold a firearms certificate. It is the outcome of a Home Office consultation on mods which took place during the term of the previous government. The Minister appears to be unaware that moderators on air guns and shotguns are unlicensed, and Basque is checking that the statement is not an attempt to put them on FACs. Basque has begun legal action against DEFRA. It's over its decision on releasing game birds under the general licences. Basque issued a pre-action protocol letter about the decision not to reissue General Licence 45 or GL 45 for 2025, which means shoots in England cannot release game birds within 500 metres of a European designated special protection area. The government made its decision after many shoots had ordered birds for the season ahead. This is the first step towards a judicial review of DEFRA's handling of the matter.
In March, DEFRA decided not to reissue GL 45. In previous years, they've always shared the basis of their decision with us. However, this year they've decided not to, and without seeing the basis of that decision, Basque are unable to assess whether DEFRA have acted lawfully or reasonably.
The BBC TV's Springwatch show has made an attempt to monster falconers. It's over a statement about how much money they can make from selling birds. The UK's largest falcon breeders society, Raptor Breeders UK, hit back with an official complaint to the broadcaster about potentially dangerous misinformation. Broadcast in Springwatch episode 9, aired on the 9th of June 2025. It says the BBC report could encourage wildlife crime and it harms the reputation of responsible breeders and conservationists. The Springwatch segment gave a misleading impression about the value of peregrine falcons, saying they're worth up to £250,000. A gerfalcon bred in captivity for its white plumage once did make that figure. However, female peregrines or falcons sell in the low thousands and males or tiercels much less. The Westminster Government has told a news website that it plans to go ahead with a ban on trail hunting. The sport of following a laid scent with hounds looks like it will get a government consultation in the autumn of 2025. Keir Starmer is likely to follow up with the Dan Norris Bill, named after the MP who promoted it, the former chairman of the League Against Cruel Sports, who is currently suspended from the Labour Party following his arrest for alleged rape and child abuse, which he denies. The ban will take place sometime between the King's Speech in spring 2026 and the end of that session of Parliament in 2027. The process will meet opposition in Parliament and the wider country.
They don't understand hunting, they certainly don't understand trail hunting, and they don't care about the countryside. So when the consultation comes out, everybody who does know about these things, which means all the people who are watching this and all the people who are fans of Fieldsports Channel, as I am, will need to respond to that consultation in a level and balanced way and explain to this government, this very ignorant government that does not like the countryside, why a ban on trail hunting and further messing about with the Hunting Act would be very damaging to everything we love about our countryside.
A new podcast tells of the disastrous consequences of relocating and releasing elephants. The crisis unfolds in Malawi and Zambia, where the International Fund for Animal Welfare's translocation project of more than 250 elephants has gone catastrophically wrong. The animals have killed a dozen people, eaten and trampled crops, and children can no longer safely walk to school. Meanwhile, the elephants themselves are being killed in retaliation, making this a disaster for both wildlife and people. The Tommy's Outdoor Conservation and Science podcast interviews Jens Urhoog, who is back from a recent trip to the region.
The first move was to move 4 bulls from the other park to Kazungu. And they did, and within 24 hours after moving those first 4 elephants, 2 people had been killed outside the park.
A Norwegian hunter has put out a film explaining the importance of keeping dogs on leads while Roe are dropping kids. Posting on Instagram, Stierne Harkvet issues what she calls a friendly reminder, alongside examples of dead kids, to show why she uses leashes. Under Norwegian law, dogs must be kept on leads at various times and places between the 1st of April and the 20th of August in order to protect wildlife. Thanks to Per Holmseth for the story and for help with the pronunciation. And finally, a wildlife group in Florida says it has killed and removed 20 tons of pythons in the past 12 years. The Conservancy of Southwest Florida says it took out 6,300 pounds of invasive snake across a 200 square mile area this year alone. Its biggest Burmese python is also the state record, a female of 18 foot long, which weighed 215 pounds. You are now up to date with Fieldsports Channel News. Stalking the stories, fishing for facts.
Thank you, David, who reminds you please to like this video and subscribe. Thank you. Now the prizes on our fieldsportscompetitions.co.uk raffles website. Here is Owen from Pard.
So this is the Pard Pantera 256 Mini. It's a thermal device, got a 256 sensor in it. Again, perfect for rabbit and rat shooting around the farmyard, up to about, I would say, 50 yards. Absolutely perfect for an air rifle or even a 2-2 rimfire. It seems the business, and I think it's going to be a real big hitter with the air rifle and rimfire market, especially at the price range. They're affordable. Thermal never used to be affordable to the ordinary working man.
You're going to have a lot of fun with that, aren't you?
I absolutely am. Yeah.
Thanks, Owen. Next, we're out with Yorkshire's finest, raising money for charity by going shooting. Warter Priory in East Yorkshire is one of the UK's top driven game shoots. We filmed here when Fieldsports member Pete Thompson came to enjoy the day he bought in our fundraising auction. There's a link to that film below. Today isn't about downing birds, it's about raising money. Lots of it, and all in a good cause. Well, 2 causes. Here's Warter's Amy Wilcock to explain.
So this year we have the Countryside Alliance and the Clock Tower Foundation. They are our 2 charities because last season when we did it, we just did it for the Countryside Alliance and we broke the £200,000 mark that we wrote the cheque for them. So we decided to split it into 2 charities. We need the Countryside Alliance. They are our strength and our stay when it comes to fighting for field sports.
More than 1,000 shooters have come to support the charities, enjoy a day of splendid hospitality and take on targets to rival Warter's legendary high pheasants. Among them are some of the top names in clay shooting, as well as our very own demon pigeon shooter Andy Crow.
The organisation that goes into it is just unbelievable. You all put in your groups, you go out, you get to, there's about 6 teams, get to each stand. You don't end up waiting, there's no waiting about. It's just so well organised. And people don't realise how much charity shoots like this earn. We're not talking 20, 30,000, we're talking hundreds of thousands. That's what they make. And it's for a good cause. It's for the Countryside Alliance, which are fighting our corner, really. Well, if they weren't there, I'm pretty sure we'd be snookered.
It's time for Andy to step up and show what he can do, assisted by Mrs. Crow as his loader. Each stand is set up as a flush for 4 guns shooting together. Andy is shooting well. He's less confident on clays than he is on the real thing.
Crows and pigeons are easy compared with clays. I'm not a clay man, but I enjoyed it. We shot well today as it goes, as a team. But no, clays isn't my speciality, but pigeons and the crows are. That's where I get my fame from them. That didn't go so well, James. No, the wind was pulling them this way a bit, so there's a couple that I didn't see. My job was to clear up, and I didn't do a very good job of it. But, oh well, on to the next one.
For this stand, Andy has recruited a new loader, Game Boar teammate and former world champion Mark Windsor.
No points for pieces, you know that.
Oh, got it though. Well shot, mate. Cheers, Mark.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Like clockwork.
Well, it was like clockwork.
It's all in the loading, I reckon.
The loader. I would say it's better loader. If I don't upset the wife, she stood there, so she'll get the hump for it. No, it's pretty quick. Yeah, it kept me going, which is good.
On to the next stand where Andy sticks with his new loader. Now they've found their rhythm. It's poetry in motion.
That must be it. Well, that was good.
Yeah.
I sped it up from yesterday, the winds. It's more driven today.
Right.
Pair of driven coming in, there was one on its own. That was one that was catching everyone out. So, yeah, that was hard, but fun.
Warter's headkeeper Frank Croft is happy with how the day is going.
Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? I mean, you couldn't wish to be, like we say, it's God's country, isn't it? Here it's, and a lovely ride around the estate. The estate looks, it's manicured, it looks absolutely fantastic. You know, and it's brilliant. Run like clockwork. It isn't easy to set up, but we're surrounded with a fantastic load of staff. Well, they are. Some of them new to the job. We've got fantastic people that's done it for 2 or 3 years. It's because it's for charity. They give up their time and nobody takes any payment. It's all for nothing. It's all for charity. What we raise today and earn, it will go to charity. You know, the estate takes nothing and now there's nobody else. It'll all go to the Countryside Alliance and the clock tower, this.
Andy is back with his regular loader and they're working well as a team.
Well, mate, played a joker on that one. I wish we played it on the rabbit, but we didn't shoot that too bad. We shot it quite well as it goes. That's quite a long bird out there, so I was happy with that. So, yeah.
Barrels are hot, I imagine.
Yeah, they are. That's why I've got a glove on.
Back at the marquee, Frank has arranged a visit from the local hunt.
Yeah, it's just a great day, and yeah, Frank and his team are just amazing. They do a fabulous job, and you can see there are just so many happy people here. They've all had a great time. It is critically important, both because obviously to run the campaigns we do, to ensure that people can continue to live the lives they want to, and that we can continue to shoot and hunt and do all the things we love. We need money. Yeah, that's so straightforward. But also, it's actually great to come out and talk to people about their passion, about what they love about shooting, what they love about an estate like Warter, and be able to make sure that their voice is being heard. And our office is across the river from Westminster. That's where we work, that's where we operate, and it's critically important that MPs hear the voices of people like this.
This year's shoot raised a staggering £300,000, split between the Countryside Alliance and the Clock Tower Foundation. For more about Warter Priory Shoot or to contact Amy about next year's charity event, go to waterpriory.com. Thanks all at Warter Priory for your help making that film. Next up, how do you choose shotgun cartridges when you're in a shop? Ian Hodge from Cornish and online gun shop Ian Hodge Fieldsports offers his tips.
It can be quite daunting if you are new to the sport or you just have always shot one particular brand. So we've got everything in this room cartridge-wise. We got clay down one end and game up the other end. We got the Ely pigeons here and high flyers, which is a game cartridge. We got the whole pheasant and game cartridges here. Over that side is our clay cartridges. We do the no-bow sport, but that's the only fine cartridge we do at the moment. A good cartridge, slightly cheaper than the others, but not a great deal cheaper, but it is a good cartridge and people swear by them. If somebody comes in and says, I've got a few problems with pigeon or crows and rooks and so on, one we would push people towards as a good all-rounder is the Game Bore Clear Pigeon. It's just a sort of cartridge that sort of covers everything. You can take it pheasant shooting, or you can shoot pigeons with it. It's a good all-rounder. This is the first cartridge I started selling was Clear Pigeon, because I knew it was a good general purpose cartridge. Game Bore have done a fantastic job with Black Gold. They have promoted these. They're at the point now they sell themselves, because they are a very good cartridge. This is all I shoot now, and it's our dearest cartridge for game shooting, without a shadow of a doubt, only by a few pounds, but it is our dearest cartridge, but it is our most popular cartridge. We absolutely sell thousands of these. And the quality of the product is, there's no difference whatsoever. Some will say that one shoots harder than the other, and, my shoulder aches afterwards, but it's down to just personal choice, really. I would always say take a few cartridges, different sorts, try them out and see how you get on with them. And a lot of it is recommendation by friends and so on.
For more, visit ianhodgefieldsports.co.uk. Thanks, Ian. And one more thing, if you would like to see a film I made about last weekend's French Game Fair, there's a link below. That's it for this week. If you haven't done so already, please visit our website, fieldsportschannel.tv, where you can click to like us on Facebook and Instagram. You can follow us on X and TikTok. You can subscribe to us on YouTube, or pop your email address into our weekly newsletter box and we'll contact you about this show. Fieldsports Britain, it's at 7 PM UK time every Wednesday. And this has been Fieldsports Britain. Good hunting, good shooting, good fishing, and goodbye.